Back with First Trades, right here on ET Now, and Balrampur Chini, they're looking at setting up a PLA biopolymer unit. Let's try and understand what the implications of this are going to be. We've got Avantika Saraogi, the ED at Balrampur Chini, joining in on the show right now. Avantika, hi, good to have you on ET Now. Thanks for your time today. On PLA 4A, firstly, congratulations on laying the foundation for India's first PLA biopolymer plant, as we understand. But the street was a little unhappy, Avantika, with the increase in capex to now 2850 from the earlier guidance of 2000 for just a small increase in capacity. Tell me what led to this decision.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Aisha and Nikunj. And thank you so much for the congratulations. Actually, the event has been very close to our heart. So just to assure the street about, the capex increase, firstly, when we had declared the original capex, it was before we had done our detailed engineering activities. It was more like a budget approval, and this is like a complete financial approval. There is basically we've ordered out most of the long lead items. We've ordered out most of the plant. Everything is on the verge of closing. So the changes are now far and few that would happen. Also, the increase in capacity is not that much, of course, as compared to the capex, but the efficiencies we've been able to increase and the amount of which is unheard of. I mean, which we couldn't think is possible. We were able to make it more and more efficient. So it seems totally worth it. I think that if you look at Balrampur's track record, we have always been very, very conservative when it comes to, spending money. And we've always had a very healthy balance sheet and a healthy P&L. So I think that the street need not worry that even if there was a bit of an increase, there is no the EBITDA margin is holding and the IRR which we have working on is holding. So I think that we are largely safe. Other than that, I would say that this is going to also attract a 50% capex subsidy on ECI. So we expect a 1100 crore subsidy. So in net terms, we'll still be only at 1750 crores. So this, it's not as bad as it might seem. It's actually pretty good.
Fair point. So spell it out in numbers. What kind of return ratios are you expecting to garner? And when exactly is the production going to begin?
So we have declared only an EBITDA margin to the market, which is 35%. And the production will begin in 2026. We will also be getting a 5% interest subvention. We will also be getting a net SGST reimbursement. All the margins are sort of calculated without the subsidies hitting, without the scheme hitting. So we should be okay.
Your, once the plant will start, your purchase agreements, have they been signed? Who would be a net buyer here? And how much of the total product actually would be sold in the open market?
So we are in the process of actually seeding the market now. We are in the process of importing the same material which we will be making and selling it to customers now. We are talking to a lot of people, which I'm not at liberty to disclose at this moment, but we have about 1.5 years to get it all down pat, and I think that the work is going on very well, and you can consider that everything will be sold in the open market, in the sense that we don't directly sell to brands. It has to be sold to a compounder or a converter who then makes the product, which then goes to brands.
What is the end use of what is the end use of this product? Is it for food? Is it for water? Is it for beverages? I'm just trying to understand that what is the end use of this? What is the end user industry?
Absolutely. So when you look at the 19 items which are banned under the SUP ban, we could probably make all of them. And in this sense, we would not be competing with plastic. We would be competing with the alternatives of plastic which are out in the market today, which is paper, cardboard, metal, glass, all of those things, cloth. So with that, we're actually very, very competitive. We have some very promising projects going on, and we're working on a plethora of applications. Of course, there's bottles, there is straws, there is cups, plates, all those kinds of things. Also, just to add some perspective, we are setting up only 80,000 tons as a capacity. In 2021, as a country, we consumed 11 million tons of plastic, out of which 5 million tons was SUP banned, out of which 4.5 million tons was imported. If you look at those statistics and what we are trying to do, it is sort of just a drop in the ocean. So, just to also make you understand a metric, that even one application, like let's say straws, uh, in our country, attracts 100,000 tons of PLA or material, plastic. So, it's we've got to get 2 or 3 applications down, and that's about it. We are not too worried on the offtake at once we do hit market.
Avantika, this is Shrishti also joining in. What we see, Ankita, that the company is trying to make a transition from a traditional sugar company to enter into some of the non-cyclical business. Give us a sense that is it a conscious call to make such attempts, and going ahead, how much of the total revenue you plan to drive from such segments which are non-cyclical in nature?
So thank you so much for that question. It's my favorite one. So I think definitely we are looking at adding more value, and we are looking at businesses which could be insulated in the time when other businesses may not be. So probably hedging each other out in a time of crisis, I would say. So definitely it was a conscious call. It was a call for diversification, for value addition. And we are looking at about 50% of our revenue coming from non-sugar once the plant is at full capacity.